Hello. Welcome to the LadyGang Quickie. I'm Becca here with Jack and Keltie.
Listen, we had such a good time the last time we did this, and now we're in the studio together, which is just so fun. We got so much feedback on how much people liked our Essential Skills episodes.
Ooh.
So I want to welcome everyone to the Hyundai Essential Skills series. This is the second installment, and today's topic is really good. I was just freaking out because I needed my notes because it was so near and dear to my heart that I thought we could really get into it. And so today's theme is how to save time, organize efficiently, and streamline your life.
Whoa. Yes.
And I felt like this was so useful because I can do none of these things right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or ever.
So it's
They're
like
hard things to do.
I just remember when we had Skinny Confidential on our podcast
Oh my gosh.
a zillion years
Yes.
ago, and she was like, I go get a foot massage and I bulk
Time-
do my
time
day. And I was like,
blocking.
wow, you really have life figured out.
Yeah.
You're not like responding to emails while you're, anyway. So I thought this would be like really, really good for us to like how to save time, organize efficiently, and streamline your life. Okay, so step one. I feel like writing out my weekly plan is the only thing that keeps me sane for streamlining my life. Because what it does, I do it on Sunday nights, and I know you guys aren't journalers, but I feel like everything lives on my phone. The calendar, I have multiple calendars. You probably have like a family calendar or whatever. And then like, but you don't, I never look at it like week view or month view and have like a review. So I like on Sunday nights to sit down and I like write out my week and I write down like every appointment. So all my calendars come together in my writing it out. And then lots of times I'll be like, oh, I forgot that was happening on Wednesday, because it's like, it just life sneaks up on you.
Yeah, you made it so long ago.
Right. And then you can look and be like, oh, wow, look, I have nothing on Thursday morning. I mean, a lot of people have like jobs where they actually have to go somewhere on Thursday morning. But like if for me, my jobs are all over the place. I'm like, oh, I could make plans with a friend for that week or like whatever. Like I just feel like writing it out, it brings me so much peace before the week starts. You ever written out a week, Jack?
Nope. Have you?
Because you were journaling for a minute.
I fall in the like middle of the road on this because I don't like to just like go
Willy-nilly.
because I will get to the end of my week and be like, what did I do? I didn't get anything accomplished yet. I had no time. So I started to do this thing where I like to wake up in the morning and I always need to sip on my coffee. Like I can't like have my coffee and get ready. I can't have my coffee and do anything other than sit.
Me too.
So I have this like notepad and I write down everything I need to get done that day. And then I have another notepad that has like times, and then I'll plug in around what time I'm going to try to attempt to do all those things. I go in and out of this habit, but I also find that finding something that excites you to look at, like they make these really cool desk calendars now where it's like pretty, so you don't mind it being there. And it's like divided into like things to do for the house, things to do for my job, things to do for me, things to do for the kids. And it's like, I do like to be able to visualize it because having it in my phone is not good. Like
Really?
The other day when you texted that Heather was on ready to record the podcast, I was about to leave to go to the grocery store.
No, you were not.
Swear to God.
Because Alex normally is like, hey guys, see you in 10, and like did the thing. And I was like, I was worried because I was like, I don't want to
It
be
was a one-off. It was weird.
I don't want to be
threw
that.
me off too.
I don't want to be that mother monster, but I was also like, I feel like a nice reminder is always wonderful.
Yeah.
No, I would have been in my car because it was,
Oh my God.
it was a combination of two things.
Right.
I knew I was flying here the day after, so I was like, why would we be recording with
Yeah,
somebody?
yeah.
And then also, I didn't have a nanny. And when I don't have a nanny, I'm a fucking useless piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like a volcano.
Yeah.
Or tornado, not
Tornado.
a volcano.
Volcano.
So yes.
That too. I am a phone only person.
Wow.
I have tried to journal and Bujo. You know, I tried in the beginning of COVID. I was like, this is gonna be my time.
You did try.
Still lasted 2 days like any other writing thing that I do, but I live and die by my Google Calendar. Like I don't know who I would be without it. And I'm very much like you are. It's like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, what is my day going to look like? To-do list only for today. Tomorrow things can roll over or they cannot. I can get them accomplished. But also it's like on Monday, I'm like waking up and seeing like generally what am I doing throughout the week? Because I'm also juggling like 5 things at once. Right. It's not like I'm doing one job. So it's like, it's a lot of juggling.
Yes. Yeah. Well, one thing that really streamlined my life, and I mean, attempted to streamline my life is, Becca, you were just saying like listing out your things. So I do like categories of lists. Like one long to-do list will really freak me the fuck out.
Yep.
So in my journal, I have like LadyGang stuff,
Yeah.
Yacht Money, which is like my production company. So things we're working on, House, which is like paint, take the trash out, call the gas
Order
people or
toilet
whatever.
paper.
Right, it is. And then I have KK, which is like gyno, dentist, like maybe even just like things for me, like cancel your nail appointment or whatever like that stuff is. And then I recently added TikTok, which is like when I see good TikToks, I'm like adding. And then I also, this is like, I know you guys are going to laugh, so just get ready. Get ready for the fucking laughter. But I have a friends list.
Oh no.
I know. And so
Who you're reaching out to that week?
yes,
Yeah.
because I get so far behind, and then it actually spins in my brain where I'm feeling guilty, like, oh, I haven't talked to Emily, and she's been texting me, and I haven't had like a call with her. I need to call her, and it just spins in my mind. I have to get it out of my brain.
Yeah.
So to put it on paper and be like, okay, this week, like these are the 3 people I'm going to call. I'm such a dick. If you're my friend, I don't know why you're still my friend.
Because it's
No,
like,
you show up when it's important.
yeah. You're just it's a task for you to keep in touch though.
Yeah. Why?
Because you're
'Cause that's
depleted by human interaction.
Yes.
That's
I'm
it.
depleted by human interaction.
Period. I'm the same way. I can have my favorite people on the planet like call me, and if I'm in a place of like depletion, I know that I'm better off just ignoring the call because I have nothing to give,
Yeah.
and it's a bummer.
Nothing to give. And I also, like, in my defense, I do speak to my brother for an hour almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So like in the time that you would
lot.
be like calling a friend, like, I don't know, there's some people that call their mom every day for like
I call
an
my
hour.
sister
Me.
every day.
You do?
Yeah.
Right. So and then you still have friends?
I mean, yeah, barely though.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's also like, I mean, I'm not writing the text message friends down. I'm writing the friends that only respond to a phone call. Like I
Yeah.
have
Oh.
a couple friends like that we don't have text friendships. Like we have
That's
text
great. Yes.
friendships, but we need to talk on the phone.
You're not catching up via text.
right.
Because who is?
It's not a real catch up.
I have a few friends that are dear friends, like good friends of mine, but we don't live in the same city anymore. And so we've gone from like seeing each other for coffee to like text check-in. It's like the most surface, weird interaction.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I almost wish that we just didn't.
Right.
Well, it's like that's why I love the group text because it's
Yes.
like you can keep it going.
The pressure's off.
There's something so weird with a one-on-one text with a friend that
Ugh.
like you're trying to keep in touch with because
Yeah.
it's like, how long are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Because it's taking up a lot of my time. And like, are we texting for 20 minutes? And then like, how are we ending the conversation?
It's
like,
true. It's awkward.
it's
And then
so
there's no
awkward.
And I find it weird when people actually make an ending to a text message being like, okay, I'm going to go. I'm like, that's weird. But then it's also weird if you just disappear.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so strange.
Yeah, there's no right way to do it.
No.
Yeah, and when you're me, you're like barely spelling correctly,
Yeah.
and like you're just like, "Bleh," and you're, like I meant to say okay, but it just came out like that. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't even understand what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, next. So I have a goal for 2023. It wasn't on my like goal manifestation list, but this was something else I thought about, like organize efficiently and streamline your life.
Yep.
I was talking with Alex about this last night. So I have always been a now we have video.
This is accurate.
I have been like a tornado person who just tornadoes around every room that I'm in,
Yes.
making a giant fucking mess, like clothes, face, emotions, like whatever it is, dishes, like food, like whatever it is, I'm just making a huge mess and I'm existing in my spiral of life, getting everything done. And then I literally have to spend an hour
Picking up the pieces.
picking up the pieces of every aspect of my life, going around and apologizing, cleaning the dishes, cleaning the clothes that I put on the floor, picking up all the fucking coffee cups I've left around. Like, so I really am trying to focus because this house, now that I'm almost done the renovation, it's too big to be a tornado.
Yeah.
Because you just tornado and then I spend 2 hours at night cleaning up every night. So I'm going to clean as I go. I know,
Wow.
it's shocking.
Wow. It's a mise en place, right, Jared? Is that how you say it?
What's
What's
that?
that?
Everything in its right place. So like when you're cooking and you chop some things, then you like clean up your little chopping section.
Yeah.
And then like if you're done with that knife,
Yeah.
you clean the knife and put it away.
Yeah.
So like as you're moving, you're cleaning.
You're going.
Yeah.
I was really inspired when we had the Home Edit girls on the podcast. And
Yeah.
I think it was Joanna who said like everything, or maybe it was Clea, everything in my house has a place and a function.
Yeah.
And there's no just like,
Junk.
yeah. But I'm like, okay, I will like I don't need all these spatulas. I need 2 spatulas.
Well, yeah. It's like I have one friend who is like she's a Virgo, which they're like the most organized people, like anal people.
Oh.
So she is, when I tell you, you could pop in on her any time of the day.
And it's the same.
It is the same. It is the
So
cleanest.
crazy.
There's like nothing on the surfaces. There's nothing this, there's nothing that. But when you're at her house and you guys have like a coffee, you'll have your coffee and then she will literally take it, not put it in the sink. She will rinse it and put it in the dishwasher. Like every single thing that's used, there's no like, I'm getting to that later. It's it's like you're saying. It is wild.
But that quality you either have or you don't.
True.
I feel like that is not a quality that can be learned and you can teach yourself, because you'll do it for a little bit and then it's like your natural like state of being.
Yeah.
So many people's aren't like that, and then that's when you beat yourself up.
But you
and
know
it's like,
how you could probably do it though is like baby things where you're like,
yeah.
I'm just going to do it with dishes.
yeah. No,
and then
that's
it like
true.
bleeds into like when I put on makeup. Do you guys put on makeup and for some reason you leave every single thing you use?
Oh yeah.
I've just now in my new bathroom, I've like have it organized. So it's like you use the brush and then the brush
Put it
goes
away.
back. And then like you lose the thing. And so like nothing was out on my counter this morning when I put it on my counter.
Dream.
I know, it's really, I mean, I'm lucky because I have a lot of space to like put things in drawers. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I've been that person that's like crunchy makeup bag that you like shove under the sink, and it's like a little harder.
That's where I'm
for
at.
that. Okay. The next thing I was thinking about was, learning to say no. If you want to streamline your life, the most important thing, and I want to say this because I'm not good at it. I say no to everything and I'm still not good at saying no. But like, you have to just cut the shit that is not serving you or making you feel better in any way out of your life.
Yeah.
Like you just can't do it. Like you just have to say no.
Yeah. Well, because then a lot of people I think have this problem where they can't say no. They're going to say yes to all of these things. And then it gets to the point where it's time to either go to that thing, see that friend, do this work thing, and maybe you overbooked yourself or you double booked yourself or you just like can't do it. And then you have to say no then. And it makes it 10 times harder. Where it's like, if you could just be honest with yourself when it was happening and it's like, I don't know if I have the capacity to handle this, then you don't have to deal with like the guilt and anxiety when it actually comes to it and you're going to fail at what you're going to do to begin with.
And adding on top of that, you don't have time to take the mug from your friend and rinse it and put it in the dishwasher if you're running to 5,000 fucking things at all times. I know that's impossible, but
No, that is so true because I realized when I'm blocking out my time for the day, my dad makes fun of my mom because he's literally her whole life been like, you think you can teleport. Like you schedule yourself as if you can teleport. And she has done this and I've watched her my whole life be late to things, screw things up, not be able to whatever, not screw things up. Like that's mean. She was a full-time working attorney. Like she's certainly a functioning human, but like it was stressful to watch that. So now when I block in, I'm like, I think it's going to take an hour to go run this errand. It's going to take me 2. Yeah. And if it doesn't take me 2, I can sit there and revel in the fact that I can get a coffee if I have time.
Right.
But it's like the skin of my teeth thing.
Yeah.
I have to learn to block in more time and do less in a day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've just spent so much time in my car, like literally having meltdowns that I'm late getting where I'm supposed to go. And then you're trying to text the person that you're late and all these things. And you're like, I didn't actually like have to do that today and like, or I could have just said no to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. And I obviously come from a place of privilege where it's like, if I don't want to do something, I don't have to do something that day. If you have 9 children and you're like running around, like there's obviously times where like you just have to can do the thing.
I think we're talking about saying no to things you don't have to do.
We're saying no to the things.
And you're just like adding to your life because you can't say no.
And we had the Design of You podcast where we went through and sort of talked about all of our personality traits. There's something I learned on that I've always known about myself, but was solidified. And I think this is good for most people. When you're asked about doing something that's like negotiable or not mandatory, if somebody asks you or invites you, now all I do is say, let me check my schedule, even if I know I'm free. Yeah. Or like, hey, let me talk to Zach about it. Or, you know what, give me a day and I'll give you an answer. Because my instinct would always be, yeah, sure, why not? But then, like you're saying, you get to the day and you're like, why did I say yes to this and now I can't back out? Yeah. So now I give myself like 24-hour grace period.
Yeah.
And I go back and I say yes or no.
Yeah, give yourself a beat.
Well, we want to thank Hyundai for sponsoring this episode of Lady Gang. Their new Ioniq 6 is a game changer. You know that I drive the Kona now, but when my lease is up, I'm definitely going to get the Ioniq 6 because it is this EV, electric vehicle fully, that goes up to 360 miles, which is like a huge amount of miles for an electric vehicle on one charge. I could go to Palm Springs and back. It's incredible. It makes it just so easy. And I think the thing with EVs is that you've always been like, but I'm going to run out of charge. You're not. And it has a lot of really cool aspects like a digital key, so you never have to like search for your key in the bottom of your purse ever again. The LED screens are different. You can schedule home charging, which is amazing. The interior is super chic. There's so many things about this car that are amazing. And we just have had a long partnership with Hyundai and we're big fans of them. And so you can call 562-314-4603 or contact your Hyundai dealer for additional details. Learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Hyundai, it's your journey.
The future is now, baby.
The future's
We're in it.
Charge your car. Okay, so this is my last last thought.
Okay.
I put I've been working with this nutritionist,
Yeah.
a nutritionist like health coach, trying to get my life together. I'm always trying to get my life together, but she said something to me this week, and I was really excited that we were doing this podcast because it really made me think. So I've been feeling like really puffy and really bloated lately. And I was like, I need a whole new diet. I need to completely do a cleanse. Like, I need to change everything about myself. And she was like, well, how is your stress level? And I was like, well, my stress level is always high. And she was like, there have been studies that literally you could eat the cleanest, best, healthiest food in the world. And if you do it at a time where your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight, is turned on, your body is storing that food. It can literally be a sweet potato. Like, it can be the healthiest thing. If you go to Italy and you're on vacation and you're having sex and you're sleeping in and you're having the best time of your life and you're just relaxed, you're like in a very relaxed set. She's like, you can eat an entire pizza.
Yeah.
And it will not sit in your body the same way. Like, there is an emotional stress component to what your body is doing with the food you put in it, which is why sometimes you go on vacation and you're like, oh, when I eat the pasta in Italy, I never feel bloated, because you're sitting down and you're eating it with a glass of wine and you're looking at the beautiful sculptures. You're not eating it in your car. Yeah, like for 2 seconds before
you're crying.
While you're crying
into like my French fries.
Exactly. And so I thought this was like a really interesting thing. And then I was thinking about just like prompting you guys to say, like, what's the biggest waste? That was one thing. And then, like, what's the biggest waste of energy in your life? Like, what's the thing that you're spending energy on?
Instagram.
This is all about, streamlining your life. Like, what's the big, but that's true. Like, what's the waste and how do you get rid of it?
I mean, I definitely do rot on the couch and scroll TikTok for hours at night, but like also that's a form of my decompression. Like, Jared plays video games for hours at night and I like sit and watch The Bachelor and scroll. So I'm like, I don't know if that's really a waste or if my brain needs it to like recharge.
I had the same thought. I'm like, wait, am I in the moment unhappy that I'm doing this? I feel guilt because I feel like I've been trained to feel guilty for spending my time doing this. But then I was like, I need to remember other things I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
Because I used to love sitting and focusing just on a TV show.
Yeah.
And not having my phone in my hand.
Right.
So, but it's like, it's so hard to know if that's like a waste of time or energy.
Or
but I
if you
think it
need
is
it.
because it's when you're scrolling and seeing all these things, there are emotions coming up, whether it's like, I'm happy. Oh, I'm jealous that person's on a vacation. Oh, like, I think I need to have that outfit. Or like, it's like it doesn't make me feel good about myself most of the time.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what it is like, that is a waste of energy, even though my like lizard brain is enjoying the moment.
I know. I'm like, I should be here. I'm connecting. I'm
present.
I'm turning into an AI.
You would be the first person that would turn into an AI, by the way. You'd be like, oh, look at the frogs.
Maybe
No,
she is.
I mean, yeah, you never know. Might be a reptilian. No, I'm like the same way, but like sometimes there's been a few times at night where I'm like, I'm going to do something creative.
Yeah.
Like I'm either going to draw or like I'm going to do whatever. And I feel so accomplished and good that I'm like, I know that there's a version of something that I could be doing, but there's also like that hustle culture out there where it's like, if you're not taking advantage of every hour in your day, you're doing something wrong. Like, I think that there needs to be a happy medium where you can rest and relax and it's okay to do nothing.
Yeah.
Even if that is scrolling TikTok and like maybe not feeling the best, like we need that too.
Yeah.
Like we're only humans with our smartphones.
But I will say, devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate.
If your job wasn't on TikTok and Instagram, I would say you're okay to do that.
Yeah.
But you're not really shutting off work because it's
true.
still
'Cause
work.
I'm like, ooh, what TikTok am I going to do later?
Yeah. So it's like maybe you still should be scrolling TikTok because it is your job, but then like the outlet of things that are completely detached from your job.
Yeah. That just makes you happy.
Like drawing.
And drinking.
And drinking.
The biggest
Drinking and drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait!
All it is like a wine and paint.
Drinking and drawing. Is
I
that
have the best idea for your wedding gift. Oh my God. It just came up to me right now.
That makes me nervous that we were just talking about drinking and drawing.
That's so good. Okay.
Keltie's like, I'm going to pose nude.
I was just
everybody can
thinking
draw me.
Draw me like one of your French
I did
girls.
just see this artist who paints your body when you're naked and then she places you on the canvas and like to get it. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
kinda
it's like
cool.
almost like a crime scene drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
wow.
that.
Nice. The biggest waste of energy in my life is walking into rooms and absorbing the energy.
Oh.
I'm getting rid of this for 2023. So like, because I'm working in so many different places now with a lot of different professional people, I don't have no idea what happened in the day. I'm showing up to E-News at 3 p.m. Like there's a whole day before me. It's not my responsibility. I can ask people how they are and I can be cordial and lovely, but like, I don't need to fix everyone.
No.
And
I feel like this is not something you do.
I know.
She's like, I'm so empathetic that I just
That's
like
what you're
everybody's energy.
No, it's not empathetic. It's two things. It's I want to make everyone feel happy.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
A.
Well, not always.
In my own way, even though I f it up, I'm trying to make everything go the right way.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
And secondly, I do take on if someone's feeling like it's more like it's a waste of energy for me to walk in a room and decide if someone hates me. So that's really more selfish than being like empathetic.
But I am still like I'm still so confused because I feel like you're one of the only people I know who can walk into a room and actually
And just like do your own
not give
thing.
a f-
I know, but I do give a f- I think that's what it is. I do care. Maybe?
Well, then you have a weird way of showing it.
I don't know. Anyway, I just feel like I'm not taking on the energy of anything.
I think
I
I
can't-
accomplished.
Like I can't like I can't control what I can't control.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I can just be me.
You are great. We love you.
Sexy mature.
Thank you so much for joining us for our Hyundai Essential Skills series brought to you by Hyundai. For more information, go to Hyundai.com. Hyundai, it's your journey. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.